We got crazy news dropping on retail side. We got an actual launch date, official launch date for 11.2.7, MDI, raid stuff going on, and of course, updates from midnight. So let's just jump straight in here. If you're a champion of the arenas or Mythic Dungeons, you're probably heading into your final stretch here. November 14th to the 16th, we got the Arena World Champions and Mythic Dungeon International ending. Big times going. Actually, the Mythic Dungeon ends on November 21st to the 23rd. I am participating in this tournament. I have reached the finals, but I will drop out at this point. You won't see me on the live stream. I will no longer participate at this point. As a man of the people, I don't like to win tournaments. I don't like to show my true power. But if you do enjoy these things, you can watch them live on YouTube or Twitch. Again, November 14th to the 16th for the Arena World Champions and 21st to the 23rd for the Mythic Dungeon International. So enjoy those things. Also, enjoy raiding because this is it, guys. We've reached the final chapter of our Mana Forged Omega Vandals Renown track. So we're at the very end here. What do you get for it? We get a little 15% buff. Right, so now we've reached the maximum buff on this dungeon. So if this raid, so if you haven't finished clearing it out yet, yeah, I hear all of the chatter already going on in chat about me not competing. If you got to the very end of this Renown track, you've now received a 15% buff. So maybe able to finally get that ALTC if you haven't gotten it already. We got it the other day, and then you also get a little port to the raid, so you can go ahead and use that, port yourself out of the raid whenever you want. So that's a good one. Also, big news. Blizzard's officially announced it. We already kind of knew December 2nd was going to be the launch date because we saw the early access to player housing was likely going to start on that date, so we figured, okay, that's probably going to drop with the patch. Well, now it's official. Blizzard gave us the blue post here, 11.2.7.
Let us lay waste to this
Evil
realm.
Zans, thank you for the follow, man. Welcome to our Scourge. Dropping on December 2nd, we're going to get early housing access, Midnight Prologue campaign. So the first official piece of Midnight we're getting on December 2nd. Revamp, new and returning player experience, lore walking, new lore walking stuff. So that's going to be cool to play with. I really enjoyed the lore walking stuff last time. I didn't get to do it all, which is a shame because that stuff's really cool. I could do it now, but I'm a little bit behind, so we'll see. Pandaren Heritage Armor quests. The Turbulent Time Waste stuff will kick off for Shadowlands. We also have Winds of Mysterious Fortune, Housing Decor, and weekly quests. And then on December 9th, separately, the Brawlers Guild will reopen. So really cool stuff. So this initial campaign that we're going to get, the Ghosts of Koresh have been put to rest. A new danger looms. Varisa Windrunner is stricken by a vision of a new threat, a dire prophecy of Quel'Thalas's fall. You'll continue the War Within campaign, beginning with the Visions of the Shadow Sun quest found in your adventure guide to learn more about the portents await. Okay, what portents awaits? Okay, interesting. All right, so we're going to get into kind of the prelude to, okay, Quel'Thalas is going to get attacked, right? We already know that, obviously, with the cinematic and everything. So this is all leading up to that. We're going to get to see our first look at Eretor in-game and his new model and everything, so that'll be cool as well. Evils, good morning, man. Also, obviously, player housing access. Yes, we're going to get to play with the decor, room layouts, neighborhoods, guild neighborhood creation. I will be making a guild. I did not make it yet, but I will be making a guild for this community to go and make its own degenerate neighborhood. Decor, earn through legacy content, craft decor, flying in neighborhoods, and new housing tutorials, so you get to play through that. The new player returning experience, we've got into this a little bit. Yeah, new storylines and quest lines with Thrall and Jaina going around and doing your thing, and good. I think this is great for new players, of course, and new players are needed in this game. We can't just have the same old sagging-ass, bally players that have been playing this game for generations now. We need some new blood in here. New lore walking quest, the Elves of Quel'Thalas. Yes, this will be a cool one. Definitely going to play through this. Gives you some background into Silvermoon, more Blood Elf stuff, and more Elven stuff in general through this. I love the lore walking style of giving quests, so this is really cool. We're getting this one next. And then Pandaren Heritage Armor, as I mentioned before. Turbulent Time Waste Shadowlands, of course. And then, yes, the Brawlers Guild is returning on December 9th. Locations Orgrimmar and Stormwind for this one. I might try Brawlers Guild. I'm doing Kai'Veza right now. I really enjoy that style of gameplay, and I'm assuming this is kind of the same, right? It's like boss fights. So I never did the Brawlers Guild before. Might jump into that, just one-shot everything real quick, as I always do. New Midnight Dungeon unlock system. So playing through beta, we've gotten to know some new things coming out in beta, right? And one of the new things is actually the fact that we will not have dungeons to be doing while leveling. This is interesting, at least in the beginning. So you guys know the old adage of, people just jumping into dungeons, skipping entire storylines to like power level through dungeon running. Well, that's going to be a thing of the past here with Midnight. So with Midnight, you will not be able to run your first dungeon, I believe, until level 81. That's right. Your first dungeon will not be unlocked until level 81, and then the other ones subsequently won't be unlocked until much later than that. You'll only have 2 dungeons at level 83. You'll get 2 at level 83, and you won't unlock anything else until level 88. So there will be achievements lined up. You'll get these achievements, unlocking dungeons. Running the dungeon will continue the campaign. You'll have to continue the campaign to eventually unlock every single dungeon. Blizzard basically wants you to run through the entire story, learn the lore and everything else. This might be like a Metzen effect thing where he's like, I got to get people to know this damn story. Because right now, everyone's wondering what the fuck's going on in this game. We got stony boy elves running around. We got a sword in the planet. And now we got haranir scantily dressed in their leaves running around. Nobody knows what's going on. So they're going to get us into the story. We're going to have to run through the campaign. And this will unlock, by the way, account-wide. So you don't have to unlock these every time you run your next alt. This will be an account-wide unlock. Once you run through it one time, all the dungeons will be unlocked when you start your second character. So you can just dungeon run for that one if you want. But the first time around, you're going to have to get these achievements and run through these dungeons. The good thing is, if you don't have friends, if you're a Greg from accounting, maybe, and your only friend that you ever talk to works in tax, well, look, here's the thing. You're not going to have to worry about that because you can always run these dungeons with the NPC style that they do. Follower dungeons, right? So you don't have to actually group up for these things. You can run a dungeon through a follower dungeon style and still complete the quest line, get the achievements, and move on. So there you go. You can still, in theory, level until about 83 to 84 with the first dungeon. This is true. Yeah, you could. You won't get the first dungeon until 81, and then you'll unlock the others at 83. So you could still, in theory, dungeon run. This is true. But you have to get achievements to unlock the other dungeons by running those dungeons and completing the quest lines. So in order to get all the dungeons, you're eventually going to have to finish the quest. This is the new thing, is these Midnight achievements. So these are related to the quest lines. You're going to have to complete the quest line eventually to unlock every single dungeon. So yes, you can reach cap level by just rerunning the same dungeon over and over, but to eventually get all the dungeons, you're going to have to complete that campaign quest line. So that's what Blizzard's pushing, and they're going to get you to go through and actually learn the story for a little bit. And what I will say about the story is, honestly, I did the haranir stuff. It's freaking good. It's freaking good. I don't even care about the haranir. I'm not a haranir enjoyer. I don't care much for, RPing as a night elf with his PP covered with leaves. But what I do enjoy is some good storytelling. And I will say, the starting campaign for the haranir, while short, was intriguing. And creating a haranir was a lot of fun, actually. The whole aesthetic of them, I didn't really care for them. I wanted to get ethereals. We didn't get ethereals. But I will say, Blizzard did do a good job with them. They were interesting, and their character creation stuff is really, really cool. Need achievements to get dungeons. Interesting. Yes, that's the new thing. And they're doing it again to kind of pressure people to actually go through the campaign. Good. Make degens learn what's going on. Exactly, because you get people who never do this shit, and then they're like, wow, has shitty storytelling. And I'm like, well, you didn't even do the damn quests. What do you mean? You didn't get the story. So at least this way, you're kind of, at least for one time, force-fed the story. And then after that, every alt beyond that, you could just run however you want. Our first Midnight trading post. We've got some more items for that thing coming out. We now have 2 flying carpets coming out on our first Midnight trading post. So this will be, we got a red boy here. That's right, a little shag carpet there. You got some pillows. And then another one here in blue. Interesting stuff with the moons and the stars. I still don't... This might not be themed to anything in the game. Maybe some Elune lore coming. The reason why I say Elune lore, too, is some of this other stuff on this trading post. We saw this one not too long ago. We're going to get the Mage Weave set returning in an HD version. Mage Weave is a classic set. If you ever played a mage in this game, you remember this set back in Classic. And then here is all the other stuff. So a bunch of Kaldori items. Again, very elven, very night elf, obviously, Kaldori stuff. Some really cool looking weapons. You want to play as a warden, you can do that as well. I don't know if we're going to get more Elune lore in this Midnight expansion. We know Elune has something to do with what's going on. She obviously has a relationship with Azeroth. They probably scissor all the time, and we're not sure exactly who Elune even is yet. So maybe this is a hint at more Kaldori lore. Who knows? Silvermoon and Suramar, maybe. Silvermoon and Suramar, what, for campaigns? Or look, the news, I will say, The new Silver Moon very much took inspiration from Suramar, that's for sure. It's a beautiful looking city. I refuse to go into beta because I actually want to experience it when it goes live, but from what I've seen, it's freaking amazing. You are a loon. Thank you, Oni. I'll take that as a compliment. Customizable haranir, as I was saying, the haranir. If you haven't made one and you have access to beta, set aside the hate for a little bit and actually do it. I made a haranir druid yesterday. The customizations were awesome. The zone was pretty cool. The story was interesting, about the whole, oh, should we join the world or should we remain entangled in the roots down here and, stick to our old ways? It's pretty cool stuff. I won't spoil it too much, but nice story to play through for sure. As far as the haranir go with their customizations, here's more. We saw some other ones yesterday. This is the Moonkin form, so more colorways on the Moonkin form. This is kind of the stuff of nightmares, I'll be honest. This Moonkin form is probably the scariest looking one we've seen. Jeez. So there you go. More eye stuff, interesting stuff. Spiky boys on the head there. And then we have the aquatic form. It's like a salamander thing. An axotolt. I know what this animal is, but I can't say its name. But this is their aquatic form. Pretty cool. Different colorways here as well. And then different customizations for the head with the little, whatever these things are, tentacle things sticking off the sides. And then different spikes, it looks like, or teeth, tusks on the front, and different eyebrows. Oh, look at that. You can put some eyebrows. Then you got your flight form here. You got your different baddie boys, so different bat forms, obviously different colorways to that, different spikes on the head. I will say, the customizations. Yesterday, we made our haranir. It was actually freaking amazing. Axolotl. Yeah, they're fucking ugly. Look, I made a haranir yesterday, and mine turned out to be like a Rambo badass. You guys saw him. He was really cool. You can totally make a haranir without any of the spikes, any of the fur, anything. And they kind of look like a night elf at that point. But it was really cool. Really cool. Some of the best customizations I've seen in the game in terms of character creation. If you haven't done one, I just suggest go give it a try. Give it a try. I think you'll end up liking it. Okay, we got the plant form here. A bunch of different leaves. So we got a sparse and a full version here. Honestly, their tree forms are probably my favorite of all the tree forms in the game. We got a windswept one right there. We got different brows and stuff here. Cool, different eyebrows. Different tusk styles. That's cool as well. The haranir do have tusks, but again, you could make them without tusks. You could really make your haranir look like a night elf, straight up. Different facial sprouts here, okay, so different like beard styles for your tree. So cool stuff, more customizations. Haranir can be a bunch of different classes. Obviously, Druid, I think, is going to be one of the most popular ones. They have some cool Druid forms for sure, and more cool stuff coming out. We'll continue to report on Midnight and everything else, but for now, we're going to talk one more thing about Legion Remix. Legion Remix is interesting. A lot of people have kind of maxed it out. Right now, I'm not playing Legion Remix, kind of waiting for next week. Final set of raids and everything to open up. Maybe you think you have all the mounts, but you probably don't have this one. The Fathom Dweller. This is a mount actually that you have to unlock via a quest line. You have to unlock the ability to purchase it. So a lot of people might not have this one yet. So yeah, another Jelly Boy. So originally in Legion, this one was actually rewarded through a world quest, but it was only rewarded a couple times a year, so probably a pretty rare mount out there still. Most of the time, if you did the world quest, you got the Hungering Claw pet, but a couple times a year on the Broken Isle, this thing would be rewarded. So you can go out, run this quest line. There's entire, whole directions laid out on how to do this quest line and actually get this done. Once you've done the entire quest and fulfilled that whole thing, the mount will become available on the vendor that you buy all your other mounts from. I think it's, 2,000 or 200,000 or 2,000 bronze in terms of cost. 20,000. 20,000 bronze. You'll be able to get this thing after you unlock it. I just linked the article in the chat. The article will be linked down below the video as well if you're watching this on YouTube. Go run the quest line. Get yourself another Jelly Boy. And for now, that is all in terms of news.